Hi Virgo, hope you guys are doing great today. Welcome to your general messages for Sunday the 17th to Saturday the 23rd. We're going to talk about money/career. Not everyone is working, right? So it's the idea of money, maybe some sort of investment, insurance payout, lawsuit settlement, inheritance, anything like that. And then we're going to be doing love, and we're going to do two separate reads for love, one for you, one for an energy that you're dealing with. That I'm going to timestamp in the description box below, because I'm going to be starting with career. All right, so let's get some crowning energies for what's going on. I keep saying career, but as I said, it's career, money. You might have a lawsuit cooking, looking to sell your home, buy a home, waiting for a loan, something going on with your investments, anything like that. So I hope you guys are holding up, holding in, hanging in there, right? Virgo, we have a lot of things going on this week having to do with your ninth house energies. So ninth house has to do with your belief system, education, traveling, the idea of traveling, just feeling the need to be free as well, right? We have Uranus and Mars conjunct in Taurus now, but it's going to be exact at 6 degrees on the 19th and 20th, Tuesday, Wednesday. Black Moon Lilith is going to be involved. I don't think I'm telling anyone that something that they don't know when I tell you the energy is going to be a hot mess this week. It just is. Throw in the inauguration, all of the, on a collective level, it's going to be messy. It's not going to be good, all right? But for you guys, on a more focused level, this energy is going to be happening in your ninth house. So there could be a real strong focus on this desire for to really exercise your belief system, to really exercise, your moral code, your moral compass, your desire to travel, your desire to learn something new, to just get up and want to do something different, sink your teeth into something new. Now, we also have Pluto conjunct the Sun in Capricorn Sunday, Monday, Tuesday in your fifth house of creativity, of love, romance, having to do with your children, right? When we have Pluto conjunct the Sun, there's a lot of focus on change that's going on in that space for you guys right now. So that can impact you on a family level, having to do with your children, on a business level, having to do with your own business or your creativity. Could also impact the area of romance, right? But then on Wednesday, it transits into your sixth house of your day-to-day work environment, the people that you work with and for, your mental, physical, emotional health. It even rules your small pets, okay? And it's going to be joining Saturn, Jupiter, and Mercury in there as the Sun goes from Capricorn into Aquarius. There's going to be a lot of focus on the sixth house area. I've been talking about this in my videos. Now is like this week is really when it starts to seriously you're going to start to seriously feel the shift now, which is good. Now, as far as relationship energy goes, or I'm going to say the reason I'm saying it as like a lead-in, is seventh house energy has to do with partnerships. So it's marriage level partnerships, but it's also business partnership. Anyone where you have that shared soul purpose with, particularly those where you have some sort of legal connection to, right? Chiron is going to be in there. And Chiron is all about healing, okay? And it's going to be trining the nodes of fate. So to have Chiron trining, which is a beautiful sort of coming together energy with the nodes of fate, this is beautiful because there's karmic healing at play in that seventh house of marriage, of business partnership, of whatever it is, right? While it sextiles Uranus and Mars conjunct, so it's going to be, and we love trines and we love sextiles, right? We love these, right? So there's going to be this beautiful energy. It might not be comfortable, but something very important is going to be taking place here when it comes to you ending up on the path that you're meant to be on, having to do with either your marriage or business connection or that serious relationship. Now, as far as Venus goes, might as well throw her in there. You guys have Venus in the fifth house this week, so right now, right during this transit. So fifth house has to do with Venus. To have Venus in the house of romance, of love, of creativity, of beautiful energy. So if you have something cooking on your mind to open up your own business, to take some idea and really expand it and put it out there for publishing, put it out there for anything for the world to see, do it. This is a really good energy to do it in, for sure, okay, for sure. Venus is going to be helping you out there. But you have to be patient. Patience. So whatever you're dealing with having to do with Any sort of financial situation is going to require patience. Guys, remember these messages in general. Don't try to make them fit if they don't. You always want to check your rising sign, moon sign, and Venus sign as well. Sometimes you resonate a lot more with one of those. Depends on the month, right? And those of you who are born at night may find that you resonate much more strongly with your moon sign than your sun sign. Poised. Oh, I love this. Patience and poised. Yes, Virgo. Yes. You have everything that you need. You have everything that you need. Doesn't mean that you shouldn't open yourself up to learn strategies or to learn something. But to say that you're poised means you're perfectly positioned. Now you just need to be patient. So I feel like there's something that you guys aren't seeing. I don't know. I'm just feeling this energetically. So let's see, meaning that's available to you. You're not seeing something that's available to you or a way of doing something. So let's see where you're at right now. Let's see about the blocks. Yes. Yeah. Didn't I just say before I laid the cards? The lilies is one of your blocks. Somebody's trying to give you a message from the other side. Spirit's trying to send you a message. Your intuition is knocking on the bottom of your soul, but it's like right there. You could smell it. You can hear it, sort of, in the distance, but you can't make it out. Okay, good. You end up with choices are better than no choices, right? To have a choice is better than to not have a choice. But, you know, the advice here is to be creative. You got creativity there. Very nice. So right now we got the Venus woman, right? Where you're at right now, focusing on the future. What is Venus? Venus is focusing on the finances of a situation, because Venus is one of the money planets. It's also how good do you feel about being in something. Really kind of doing a little checking in with yourself. Do you really like what you're doing? Are you going to like doing this moving into the future? You know, do you feel that level of connection that you really want to feel? This is what you're thinking about as you're looking into the future right now. 8 of Cups. Okay. Okay. 8 of Cups. You're walking away from something. Now, that could be a job. That could be an idea. Something maybe that you tried out wasn't working quite as well or quite the way that you thought or that you want. Sometimes when things don't go the way we think, it ends up better, but it does seem to me. And the thing here is, I'm not mad at this energy for you, because this is like with sadness, but no regret. You're withdrawing from something, retreating, moving on from something, abandoning some kind of idea for the sake of your future. Does it, you know, and it felt very right at one point, but you're realizing, right, the 8 of Cups is a Saturn and Pisces energy. There are too many rules, restrictions, delays, blocks, something from you being able to feel like you're comfortably kind of walking the path of your dream that you have for yourself, or walking towards what it is that you want, or what it is that you see for yourself. Right? 6 of Coins energy is about reciprocity, giving and receiving help, generosity. And then we have the Queen of Swords, which is all about honesty, being very self-sufficient, being totally honest. So, you know, it does seem to me like you're walking away from something, you're thinking about your future, you are thinking about something where for the work that you put out, you get that back. Feeling like there's balance there. Right? Because that's very much that 6 of Pentacles energy is very much that, of feeling that balance. Generosity, right? You give, you receive, I help, you help, generous, I have your back, you have mine, or is something too much one way? So do you feel like you're throwing yourself too much into a situation or too much into a position and you're not getting enough back? You are very focused on being self-sufficient right now, and you're also very focused on being really honest with yourself about a particular situation having to do with money, career, finance, anything like that. Yeah. Some of you may be in the space of negotiating or trying to negotiate something having to do with maybe some sort of lawsuit, something. But I do feel like it's going to go well. I mean, we have the Poise energy here as well. So if you're in the space of where you're looking to like leave a situation behind and settle something once and for all. This idea of reciprocity, staying in your truth, staying in the truth of the situation, I see it going well. Now, where is your block? Again, with the lilies in Lenormand is a beautiful energy because it's spirit, or really more so someone from the other side trying to tell you something, right? It's a mother, a father, an uncle, an aunt, a grandparent, somebody from the other side. It's almost like they're screaming, but you can't fully make out what it is just yet. Yeah. Now the block is the sun. Like, you're blocked from that material happiness and the joyous outcome that you really want, that you see for yourself, that you want. You're very blocked right now in the moment. Okay, and so you might be dealing with some sort of dishonesty having to do with something. Now, for some of you, this could simply be you having the epiphany that a situation is not at all what it initially was presented to you as. Like, someone sold you a false bill of goods, or you got into an industry that you thought things were going to be different. You followed a certain trajectory thinking it was going to evolve in a much different way, and you're realizing, like, no. There's nothing authentic about that to me. It's totally not what I was led to believe it is. And it's you knowing that you want to leave it, but at the same time, the challenge is in being able to leave it. So the recognition that something's not what it was is a block. And you're also blocked in being able to cut the cords for something right now. So, or at least feeling that way, because this is your block. This is how it could be. For others of you, you might be dealing with a really dishonest person who's who's blocking your happiness. Absolutely. Because another block here is the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is feeling supported, right? Nurtured, healing. Queen of Cups is, and in astrology, okay, Queen of Cups connects to Gemini and Cancer. I know the Queen of Cups is the queen of the water signs. I know that. Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. I know that. But in astrology, we look a little deeper at it, right? So the Queen of Cups, what does she do? There's this conversation that happens with the Gemini energy. Gemini, and what are you talking about? You're talking about how you feel and what you need to feel very grounded, rooted, safe, and secure. What you need to feel safe. What you feel at home in as well, because Cancer is like an at home energy, and having this conversation. And so it's through this conversation that you feel a sense of support, that there is this allowance of nurturing and this healing that's being blocked for you. So it's like right now you're not even sure what you want, or if you are, this energy, the Seven of Swords, might be getting in your way. And I say it like that because this is a general reading. So for some of you, you may not be able to just see clearly where things are unfolding. Others of you may in the 3D be dealing with an energy that's super dishonest. Now, because we have the lilies, those of you who are dealing with an inheritance issue or the settling up of an estate or anything like that, definitely that, right? But it's like your happiness could be blocked because of the circumstances of a situation and a very challenging energy that you're dealing with. So for some of you, tough energy for those of you dealing with settling up of, again, some sort of inheritance situation, some sort of estate situation, or anything like that, okay? Now, the advice starts off with the child in the Lenormand. So the child is always this element of creativity, of it's Leo, it's fifth house energy, right? It's got to do with creativity, what you love to do because you love to do it. It's focusing on your children. It's thinking about your children if you have them. It's thinking about getting into business for yourself. It's looking at what you love to do because you love to do it and thinking, can I make some money at this? Can I do this? But it's also just being very creative. So this might be a creative strategy regarding a lawsuit. This could be creative endeavor having to do with your own business or turning something that you love to do into your own business. For some of you, it's, as the advice, think about your children as you make a decision. It could certainly be that. So the different ways that could end up manifesting. Different ages, different stages of Virgos out there, right? So I try to give a couple of different interpretations. We have the Ace of Wands, beautiful. New project, inspiration, the urge to create something. So, to get the Ace of Wands, following the child, it's like, Virgo, create. Absolutely. Absolutely creating. And, because you're Virgo and you're the landlord of the 6th house, and the 6th house is the house of problems, it is. But that's why the hermit, right? What does the hermit do when he goes to the top of the mountain? He thinks about how he can solve problems. That's why Virgos are so critical, not only of themselves and of others, but just generally of situations. It's why you can see things that other people don't see, because you're constantly problem solving. So I just see you taking like that ability and creating just like this new dynamic for yourself. I like it. We have the Knight of Wands, lusty and free-spirited energy, creativity. We have creativity. Please. Are you kidding? You are being called forth, my friend. It is a beautiful card. The Three of Swords is great. Three of Wands, rather, because this isn't only about you leaving whatever you've done in the past behind. That is what it is, right? Because it's a Sun and Aries card. So it's like, come on, let's go. New path, new perspective, right? But there are other people involved here. You might not know everything yet, right? The waters are not exactly very calm. They're not. But you're being called forth by someone to expand, to become part of a team. But whatever is pulling you forward is so positive for your money and for your creativity. So this is like somebody reaching out to you, kind of giving you accolades, saying, yeah, we want you to come work for us. We want you to join our team. I want to go into business with you. Or it could be, yeah, I want to support you. I want to give you money to open up that business. Or just being really well accepted by a collective, right? Maybe if you're putting yourself out there, having to do with, maybe you're going to start a YouTube channel, or maybe you're going to start a podcast or something. You sort of being called forth by this other energy to this future. I feel like that's just an important element to understand, is the Three of Wands is not just one, it's not just you walking into your future. You're almost being pulled into the future, called, right? So you're going to need to make a decision, though, is the outcome. So is the advice here, tap into your creativity and allow whatever is being presented to you to happen. Open up that door. Don't be afraid. Even if you don't know all of the answers yet to something. Don't be afraid to, really look at that opportunity. Don't be afraid of it. Strategize differently. Now, those of you who are dealing with a lawsuit or anything like that, here, if it's as I mentioned before, this tells me you're just going to have to figure out a different way of dealing with this person or the situation. You're going to have to be very creative. And you might have to reach out to other people to help you with it. Choices as the first card up for the outcome. So it's just simply, there's going to be a choice to make. You're either going to continue doing what you did, or you're going to step into the future, or you might have a couple of options available to you to step into. But choices are a good thing. Now, we're going to have the Five of Swords. Okay. 5 is always conflict. Swords are truth. Venus and Aquarius. This could be an argument about money. This could be an argument about how something is playing out. But the thing is, you're almost going to feel like you're caught in this argument that's like not even really yours. It's not even really your argument to have, if that makes sense. It's somebody who's I just feel like you're going to be dealing with a little bit of a difficult energy having to do with this. Because there's a bullying sensibility about this, right? And almost like verbally abusive, somebody not being very kind with their words. But with the Magician energy, this is very interesting. And before I even say the Magician, right, we also have it with the Moon. And the Moon is about what we're feeling inside that we don't really tell anybody. It's like what lingers underneath the surface. Then we have the Magician. So the Magician is about focus, creativity, turning vision into reality, what you see in your mind's eye. So the Magician, though, is an alchemical energy, and it's Mercury. Mercury rules Gemini, communication, and you guys, Virgo, which you guys are about problem solving. So it's about communicating to solve a problem. communicating and looking at something differently, Gemini, to solve a situation and make it better, make it healthier, right? Because you guys, 6th house also rules the health of a situation. So that's what the magician does. That's when we say the magician is an alchemical kind of thing, right? Turning vision into reality. Well, how do we do that? We do that by communicating, learning, and taking a different approach, a different strategy. But I feel like, Virgo, you're not going to be showing all your cards, right? You're not going to be showing all your cards in a situation. You're feeling a lot of things right now. So now for those of you who you're not dealing with another energy, and this kind of just has to do with career, you're going to be in this space where you may be kind of in conflict with yourself. The 5 of Swords could certainly be that, where you're being really hard on yourself. I put all these years into this career and I studied this and whatever, and and I have this responsibility to my family. Or your partner might be saying with somebody in your life, you can't do that, that doesn't make sense for you, that's too much, blah, 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 right? So then you come in this magician energy saying, I have to talk about this, I have to learn something different, strategize in a way, but understand you're poised, you have everything that you need, right? But you have to really bring that to fruition for yourself. You have to understand that you have everything that you need and really problem solve there. And a lot of you just may be still, right now for this week, 17th to the 23rd, getting all of your ducks in a row. Because it's illogical to say, oh, you're going to come up with a business idea and then you're going to be successful in 6-7 days. It doesn't work like that. But I like this because I feel like you're going to be getting your ducks in a row. Others of you, you're going to be very skilled at negotiating some sort of lawsuit, some sort of settlement, some sort of situation regarding another, which is good. It's because you have a choice. Either you're going to fight or you're going to figure it out. That's the choice here. Which path are you going to choose? Choice is, you're going to fight, 5 of Swords, you're going to figure it out. Whatever it is, right? Now, for some of you, this can literally have to do with the home. Again, settling of an estate. There's the moon rules the 4th house of home. Could have to do with that. Or something to do with family, right? Because 4th house is parents as well. So something like that. Okay, my friends, that's what I have for that. I felt like that was kind of specific, so I don't know if it's going to resonate with all of you. If not, hopefully we get you next time. You know how it goes. All right, so let's go into relationship. For our Virgo friends, let's start with you, Virgo. We'll start with you. Alrighty, so let's see what's going on now for you. You're with the person, you're not with the person, you just started going out with them, you've been married many years, whatever it is. Page of Wands popped out there. I put it back. Okay. Somebody meeting somebody new. Okay. All right. Star. King of Cups. So we have where you're at right now, the block, some advice and an outcome. Okay. So right now you're focused on the future. You're really thinking about the future of a relationship. You're thinking about renewal, hope. You're really looking for some inner clarity and really trying to maintain faith in a particular situation when it comes to relationship. And that's whether you're with somebody or without somebody, right? It's really being in that future focused space right now, for you guys. Especially those of you who are in this space, Chiron in that 7th, really wanting to heal, just kind of heal some partnerships that haven't been so great. Page of Cups, Page always incites a new cycle. And, Cups obviously are emotions, right? So this can be like a new cycle in love. Some of you, this is meeting somebody new. Depends on what your situation is. Now we have working with that, the 4 of Cups. So the 4 of Cups is you might be feeling very apathetic, unfulfilled in a situation, really coming up with many, many reasons why you can't be with a person or in a situation anymore. But as I always say with the 4 of Cups, you really need to look a little deeper in that and see, first of all, Are you as ready as you thought you were for this level of relationship? Do you want the same things as this person? Is it something that you really want? If it is, or is there any way that you might be still nursing some old wounds from a past relationship that you might be projecting onto this one? Or might you just be projecting your own vulnerabilities and insecurities regarding any sort of serious connection? These are just things to think about. It's not to say that the energy that you're dealing with is not maybe showing up in the way that would be healthy. But it's going beyond that and saying, all right, why do I even allow this in my life? Why am I allowing all of this to even go on, right? And that's an important recognition to make, right? So we have that working with the Six of Cups. This is the only reversal in the spread. And the Six of Cups in the reverse does indicate living in the past, having unrealistic expectations regarding something. There can even be a level of maybe even being a little naive about a person or a situation. Right now, the block is the King of Cups. So the first block. So the King of Cups, yeah, I mean, so you can be feeling a lack of empathy, a lack of support within the relationship. Maybe you're feeling that you can't deliver this, right? But the King of Cups is, in astrology, it shows up as Libra and Scorpio. Even though King of Cups is the king of all the water signs, yes, it's a very kind of one-dimensional way of looking at him. In astrology, which I like to connect to my tarot cards, it's also Libra and Scorpio. Libra being the landlord of the 7th house of partnerships, and Scorpio being the 8th house of how we show up as a we. It's also the house of transformation and karma, endings and beginnings, right? So the King of Cups, there does need to be this redressing of things from the past having to do with this relationship, and asking and answering the big questions. How do I feel in this? Do I feel loved? Do I feel things are equitable? And it's through those answers and through that conversation where the support comes from, where the tolerance comes from, where the empathy comes from, that we know the King of Cups to be. So it's got to be through the action of that, and that's being blocked here. So either you feel like you're not able to do that, or you're dealing with an energy who's just not capable of doing that, who's not capable of making the change in the way that's very necessary for you. Another block is the Nine of Swords. So the Nine of Swords is about anxiety, right? It's some of you may be dealing with some depression, some ruminating thoughts. You know, is this the right thing? Is it not the right thing? Is it, isn't it? Really trying to like battle that out within yourself. And that's creating a block. Also, the Knight of Wands. So we have this very lusty and free-spirited energy here. So some of you maybe, you know, met somebody new, or you like the idea of, if you're feeling very apathetic and unfulfilled in the relationship, do you find your mind wandering? Do you find yourself saying, you know, I feel like there could be more and just better for me? Not necessarily putting yourself on a pedestal above anyone else, but just being very honest with yourself that there's something about the connection. As much as you want the renewal, there's this lack of satisfaction within it, and you can't help but sort of feel attracted at least to this idea of something that speaks to your passionate side more. So passion might be very much lacking here, like lack of passion. Maybe, you know, intimacy is not where it was, or the level of attraction is not where it was, or something having to do with that, or you guys don't do like fun and creative things anymore, whatever it is. And this is blocking you, right? This is just serving as a block. As is the final card here, the Two of Wands. So you might be blocked because you're waiting on something. So you might be waiting for somebody to call you. You might be waiting for somebody to make up their mind. They might be waiting for you to make up your mind. There's a block here having to do with choice. So either you're blocked by your need to make a final decision, or you're blocked by their need to make a final decision having to do with something. Now, the first card up as far as the advice goes is the Seven of Swords. Wow. All right. So definitely we need to be looking at this, Virgo. 100%. Ooh. Oh my gosh. All right, listen. Seven of Swords. This is about betrayal, dishonesty, and running away from something. Running away from wanting to deal with something head on. So this is about, we have dishonesty, and then we have Ten of Swords, complete and painful ending, rock bottom. Somebody has commitment issues. Too many choices. 5 of Coins. Feeling of, first of all, just worry. But there could be financial issues going on here. Some sort of financial situation that's going on here. Or this could just be just the feeling of worry. Poverty mindset. Lack of connection, though. Wow. I mean, this is really powerful. Because I have to tell you, I feel like this is telling you, you have to see something. Whoa. You have to see something. You have to see somebody is not what they're initially presenting themselves to be, or somebody's not able to follow through in the way that they're saying they can. The reason I'm saying that is because the 7 of Swords often comes up as that. Swords are truth and conversation, right? So we have this idea with the 7 of Swords here. It's a moon in Aquarius. So there are emotions being felt underneath the surface that are not being, an Aquarius is out of the box. It's different than what I'm showing you. It's very mask-wearing energy. So somebody is being duplicitous with you. They're promising you things that, and I feel like you may intuitively know. You may intuitively know this already. That their words sound really nice, but there's no follow through. But the advice here is to allow the ending. Now, it's still a minor arcana, but it's a complete and painful ending in the way something was up to this point. Somebody has a very hard time with commitment because of choices. Now, this doesn't only mean having to do with like other people. This could just be other choices in their life. They'd rather busy themselves with their work or their hobby or their children or their own comfort or whatever it is, right? But busy themselves with anything else rather than focusing all of their energy, resources, focus, all of that energetically on the relationship. And then we have this. We have the 5 of Coins. But this is about not being connected. So pulling away from the connection. Pulling away. Stepping it back a few feet. Because it looks like somebody's got to figure out this stuff. It certainly does. Look at the outcome card. 10 of Cups. So if you can do that, you step back. Maybe they need a little room to breathe and think. Maybe they need to, miss something in order to realize something. You know what I mean? Like something like that. But the beautiful outcome card for you here is the 10 of Cups. So no matter how we slice it, this is great. This is about family contentment, total love and support. We have Temperance. Temperance is a beautiful energy about compromise, balance, harmony, patience, moderation, self-control. What you need, what they need, what does the relationship need? You are just so, let me tell you something. I feel like, you have to listen to me. I'm like tuning into my Queens girl here, my New York. Let me tell you something. I feel like this is what you want in relationship, and you are not taking anything less. You're just not. This is not to say that you're looking for perfection, but you want to be made to feel like you have total love and support, that somebody's 100% there with you, and that there's compromise, and you guys are there as partners together. Because then we have the High Priestess energy, and the High Priestess is in trusting yourself, trusting your intuition. All of these things, because it's associated with the moon, you're feeling these things on the inside. You're creating this environment internally that you're ready to manifest externally in the 3D. Now, for some of you, this is going to mean a whole new connection, because Page can mean a brand new mental, physical, or emotional connection, or it could mean a new cycle within a current relationship. You're going to know how it resonates with you. Those of you who have been married for many years, you're not going off probably and meeting somebody brand new online. You might eventually, but this could also indicate a new cycle within a current relationship where this is your focus. And either they're going to allow this to enter or they're not, having to do with the Temperance and the 10 of Cups. Then you're going to need to decide. We're going to pull more cards and we're going to see what's going on with them. But Some of you are going to be just in the space of realizing, you know what, I had to end it once and for all because it was not going to happen. Now I'm totally focused on happiness, fairness, being well partnered. I'm getting my ducks in a row. I'm figuring my stuff out. I'm not even really talking to anybody about it, but I'm ready to go meet somebody new. And because it's a pentacle, it could be a mental connection, a physical connection, or emotional connection. So you could definitely be maybe meeting somebody online, where you're getting to know them online. Obviously, you're not going to be physically connected to them, right? Obviously, it's not that. But where you feel this mental connection or this emotional connection, and you realizing that that's probably where it's at, right? More than anything is starting from there and then let the other stuff follow. So that's how a lot of you are going to be leaving what you're in and meeting somebody new. Others of you are going to be dealing with a very challenging energy that even if you're living with them, you have to step away from a toxic situation. And you have to stay very focused in your high priestess energy of saying, I want to feel total love and support. I want to feel fairness. And I'm not going to not have that. I'm just not willing to do that. So either we're going to turn a new page in our relationship, or this whole thing needs to be reconsidered. And I don't see there being anything in between that, to be honest. Virgo, you're just going to be so in your 9th house with like being very in touch with your moral code and your personal philosophy of what you feel like you need and what you feel like you need to heal that 7th house. Because Chiron's going to be in there saying, what does Chiron do? Chiron doesn't come in and say, oh, come here, baby, let me put a Band-Aid on that. Does that hurt? No, Chiron is like, here's a mirror. I want you to look at what is paining you in this situation, and we need to like pull it out, put it on the table, put a floodlight on it, and talk about it. We need to figure this out once and for all. That's Chiron. But it's very supported. It's very supported energy. Chiron's our friend, not our enemy. It sounds painful, but it's like, isn't that what we need sometimes? We need somebody to push us, or an energy to push us to look at stuff. This is for your partner. This is subjective read for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus partner. You may not agree with everything. That's all right. Oh, I'm going right to the outcome here. We got the Lovers, which is about needing to make a decision. Decision and love. So where are they at now? We have the Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles, they might be very focused on their money right now and not even thinking about the relationship. Some of you may be dealing with an energy like that. But others of you, Ace is, and having to do with Pentacles, this could be a new mental, emotional, physical connection. And then we have this working with the Two of Pentacles, which is about having two choices and needing to weigh out the options. We have this working with the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands is very, feisty energy, very creative energy, confident, self-assured, sexually attractive. Whenever we have wands, there's always this idea of sex there too, because it is the phallic symbol. So the Queen of Wands energy. And then we have the Five of Cups. Five of Cups is about loss, regret, grief, feeling abandoned, feeling unloved, feeling very focused on the loss of something. So there could have been a situation, Virgo, where you met somebody, you were developing this connection, but then they became confused. Now, the two options could be you and another person, or you and being single, or you and their work, or you and do they want to get this serious, something like that. But yet them feeling like very attracted to you, wanting it, but then experiencing this loss. So that's how it's going to resonate with some of you. Others of you who are well into a relationship, perhaps the person that you're dealing with met somebody else, they became confused. They were very kind of like, I don't know what I want kind of thing with the Queen of Wands. Because again, this is this very fiery, passionate energy. but they end up in a space, they're in a space right now of feeling this abandoned, unloved sense of kind of regret. But it might be because you ended something as well. Because they might have felt like they were in like a decent space with you, even though they were confused about something, very attracted by you. But then I feel like maybe you ended it. The block that they're having, 10 of Wands, card of overwhelm, stress, exhaustion, very burdened. This is blocking them. The 10 of Wands is a blocked card anyway. It's like one wand and then another wand as you're walking towards your destination, right? Wand, and all of a sudden there are 10 wands. You can't see where you're going, right? So this is, I feel like they're feeling very sort of overwhelmed by something. And they're feeling very blocked by the challenges of a situation. If you guys are married, Hierophant. Feeling very, very blocked in the marriage, feeling very blocked by the expectations put upon them, very blocked in their ability to conform, very blocked by the act of something conventional that's expected of them, by them just needing to show up the way they need to show up. They're very blocked in that way, in being able to show up the way that they need to in the relationship. They're very blocked with the Justice energy, so they're not able to see the truth of something. They're not able to see the truth. They're not able to see how that with every, cause there's an effect. With every action, there's a reaction. They're not able to see that when they say certain things, it's going to have a certain landing effect. When they don't do certain things, that is also going to have some sort of energetic landing effect. And them not being able to see this. This is also Libra, right? Justice is a Libra energy, 7th house of deep partnership, marriage level partnership as well. How fair has something been? How equitable? And they're not able to see the if something has been inequitable, they're not able to see it. They're not able to see how maybe they were blocking love, or they weren't being completely authentic, or they weren't being completely open and honest, and they're not able to see it. And then we have the Strength energy. So they may be feeling like you're a little too much in your ego. They're too much in their ego. I mean, the Strength energy is Leo. And as a block, we will typically look at the shadow manifestation of it. So, that's the Strength energy, and a shadow manifestation is shadow Leo, which is egotism and narcissism, Yeah, but a block here preventing them from making a decision as well could be this vacillation in this idea having to do with children. Because Leo has to do with the 5th house of kids as well as romance, right? So there's this block there. There may just be this block for them as well, as far as being able to be strategic and creative and problem solving. There might be this block in the romance of the of the connection, some sort of block having to do with children. So it could show up as all of these different manifestations. But as far as the advice for them, the world, I'm sorry, because it's kind of I just had this like almost maternal sounding voice in my head say, "Did you learn your lesson yet?" Because that's the world energy, is a lesson completed, a lesson learned, so that there could be this forward movement with these beautiful Saturn might be challenging because this is a Saturn energy. But when we get through Saturn energy, man, does he give the best gifts, because they're the ones that last. So it's like after you learn your lesson, Saturn never leaves you without giving you a nice gift. So the advice here is thinking about what have you learned? Looking at the situation very, very honestly. What have you learned? And then we have this Ace of Wands. Turning over a new leaf here. Get creative with how you're approaching something. So this is about build that relationship, get that thing going, have the child, get married, get engaged, do whatever it is, get up and do it. Get up and do it. Find that new, aces new, wands or will, creativity, passion, motivation. Get up and do. Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords is self-imposed isolation, self-imposed imprisonment. The advice here is look at what is going on with them that they feel like they don't belong in this, like getting to the bottom of it. What is making them feel like they don't belong or that something is not right for them? Is it that they feel like they've grown and they've grown differently than you? Then that needs to be talked about. But if it is a situation that no longer fits them, they need to figure out, did they learn their lesson? They're going to have a different approach. But at the end of the day, Virgo, I feel like you guys might be the ones that are like, you know what? I don't know. I don't know anymore. And they're in this space. It's like they're sensitive to the shift in your energy and them feeling like they're not sure if they belong in it anymore because they're not feeling very connected. But they need to look at that. Why might they feel like they don't belong in it anymore? Why might they not be feeling connected? Because again, for every action, there's an equal, right? We know about the law of energy. And so we have to understand this, right? The justice is being obliged, and we keep going back to the same, my eyes keep going back to this justice card. They're having a hard time understanding justice in this situation. They really are. So the advice here is, if you feel like something, you don't feel very connected, and you don't feel like something is right for you, you really need to look at why you feel like that, meaning them. They need to. They need to do this. Now, we have as the final outcome card, we have the Lovers. And Lovers does indicate more than anything the need to make a choice in a love situation. Are we going to do it or are we not? As if you do, you have the blessing of Archangel Raphael. If you don't, you have to just walk separate ways, wishing each other the best with no hard feelings. That really is the Lover's energy. Yeah, it's partnership, it's deep love, it's the strength of two together, but only if the two of you are in it in an equitable way. So there's got to be this decision made. They're going to be very deep in their emotions here. High Priestess energy, trusting themselves, really tapping into, you got to be careful here though. I mean, they need to be careful because this is a moon energy, and moon rules that fourth house of the stories that we tell ourselves. So we want to make sure that they're not telling themselves any sort of false narratives about how something can move forward. That they're being very communicative is really, really important here in this outcome. But I do like, we have the Three of Pentacles, great energy about teamwork and collabing and putting the hard work into a fresh path with a completely new set of eyes for the two of you. And I like it. King of Wands is beautiful. Love it. This is about being very, very brave in the face of something that they may feel kind of insecure and vulnerable about, right? I mean, this is Cancer and Leo, so it's having that conversation, right, about what makes them feel safe and good and at home and grounded, you know, in the situation, but also talking about maybe the romantic aspects of your life, talking about maybe how things go down with your children, maybe talking about the fact that maybe they feel like their creativity and their sense of independence, right, within the relationship has been compromised. And having these conversations about, does somebody feel like their independence is challenged, right? Because it's King of Wands is Cancer and Leo, right? So we have to, in astrology, so we have to really understand how these energies work. When I connect it to astrology, I connect it to get the action element of what that actually means energetically, and not to just say it as sort of like a noun. King of Wands, he's the king of creativity. What does that even mean? Right? Okay, so that's what we have for that. Alrighty. So let's pull some Island Time Wellness. Let's do have some closing energies on the psychology that's going here. The extra pieces of advice for Virgo. Love, Sword and Rose. Chaser. Addiction. So we have love and the Phoenix working together. Love is unconditional love, self-love, oneness, affection, attraction, and the Phoenix, a new phase, rekindling, renew, transform, growth, changed mind. Then we have the Sword and the Rose. So the Sword and Rose is about clarity, truth, a revelation, right? Honor, protection. Then we have Girl with a Snake, empath and narcissist paradigm, being charmed or used, enabling boundaries. So, I mean, this is definitely like, you know, you're all in the love, this person is willing to make the change, right? There's this clarity and truth that's come out, but there's this empath and narcissist sort of paradigm, even if it's not a narcissistic personality disorder, but this idea of somebody being very overly focused on themselves and the other person tolerating it, right? Constantly. And that's always like a boundary issue. And the reality of that is going to be coming to the forefront. It's going to become glaringly obvious. We have chaser. So chaser in a codependent relationship, fear of abandonment issues can be an issue in this relationship. And then we have keys on a ring, many options, decision, unconventional, string along. So this is the chaser with the keys on the ring. Is definitely somebody who runs away from commitment, where when it gets to that point, they need to run away. So it doesn't necessarily mean that they're running into the arms of somebody else. It just means that they feel like they have other opportunities in their life, other paths, other fields to sow, always as a way sort of in the background, in the echoing of the background, as a fail-safe, because they feel afraid ultimately of commitment. And this is going to be something that, if that's a situation, Virgo, it's really going to have to be looked at. And then we have this working with addiction. Codependent, obsession, possession, controlling, has a block, well, we know that, and restraint. So addiction is all about imbalance. That's all it is. It's like an imbalance. Where is the imbalance in the situation? And then we have engagement ring, partnership, commitment, completion, union. So this idea of imbalance is going to need to be addressed in order for you guys to have that solid foundation. So it does seem like somebody's commitment issues and an area of imbalance is going to need to be discussed in order for this connection to work. Otherwise, to be honest with you, I do see you going in a different direction, Virgo, to be honest. So that is what I have for you guys for this week. It's just for the 17th to the 23rd. Let's see how it rolls out. Thank you so much for joining me, Virgo, and please stay safe this week. It's going to be very trippy. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It is, okay? So just saying, stay inside and do something fun and beautiful with people that matter to you. I would stay the hell off of social media and maybe don't even watch the news. But I know it's the inauguration, but I don't know. I just not good energy this week. All right, my friends, it's what I have. You guys take care. Bye-bye.